Good afternoon. I'm back up on the Dartmoor National Park this evening. This is the first proper vlog I've done since I've been back from Iceland, really. I've come up to Dartmoor, as I said. Shock horror, there's hardly any clouds in the sky, apart from a few wispy ones over here. So what on earth am I going to shoot around sunset with no clouds? Well, what I've come up to get today is some wildflowers. So at the moment, we've got really nice gauze, yellow gauze up here, with quite a lot of lice heather as well. So I normally miss it. Every year I kind of think about coming up here to shoot it. I attempted it last year as well, but it just didn't work. I've got an image from there. If I can find it, I'll put it up because it's not quite a nice, moody scene. But we had like an inversion of kind of fog when I was up here last year, and he just killed it off. You couldn't even see the tor in the background very well at all, which is Haytor here, a really famous one. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a walk around, scout around. There's loads of nice heather here now and gauze. I don't know where you can see that. You'll see it in the B-roll anyway. So we've got a lot to work with. It's just trying to frame up a composition with it that I like with Haytor, because at the moment, from where I'm standing, it's not really doing a lot, but I'll crack on, I'll get set up, we'll see what we can make of it. Right, I've had a walk around trying to find a composition that I like. I did get over the other side because I remember last year when I was here, the gauze was a lot thicker there. Although this year, with the weather we've had, it's pretty good everywhere, to be honest. But I don't like the way the tor looks there. For me, Haytor has got to be shot from this composition, simply because I've always thought of it as the tor that looks like a Indian chief's face kind of erupting out of the ground. I don't know if you get where I'm coming from, but ever since I was younger, growing up, this part of it, oh, I'm never good at this, over here, not so much from this point, but especially if you're a bit further around, it always looked to me like an Indian chief's head, with his kind of nose and his mouth a bit lower, and then kind of his, I don't know what you call them, the type of hat things they wear. So with the way I shoot, I like to try and get it in that composition. When you go around, the two rocks kind of split up and you look down between them, I don't think it's as appealing. I'm really happy with what I've got set up here though. Really nice gauze and heather, as you can see here. The sun's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. It's gone behind this band of cloud, which it always seems to do up here. It's plagued with it, this location. But there's still a nice bit of light. It's kind of a bit, not quite what I was hoping it was going to turn out to be, but we do actually have a bit of cloud over Haytor at the moment, so I might just hang around another half an hour longer than I was going to, and just see whether we can actually get a bit of colour in those clouds. I think it might make a really nice image. I'm well aware that I don't have a grad filter on me at the moment, and I'm probably going to have to do HDRs if I do wait around a bit longer, simply because the ground is going to be quite dark then with most of the light in the skies, and I'm going to have to try and balance the scene somehow. It's not something I want to do, but I need to get off my ass and order one of those replacement filters. With my shot at the moment, I'm doing a landscape shot which is taking in this gauze down here. I'm quite close to it, so I'm going to have to do some focus stacking. I don't normally do focus stacking, to be honest. I normally try and shoot a bit higher aperture. The 16 to 35mm lens I've got on this is quite sharp. You can normally get away with shooting a bit of a higher aperture on it. But I think this is going to be a bit of an extreme case, and I think it needs that focus stacking to really make it work. So I switch the camera back on. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to focus to the front part here, probably as far along this bit as I can get, and I'm going to shoot at an aperture of f10, and I'm at an ISO of 50, and on a 2-second timer. I'm going to take that picture now. In fact, I'm going to go up to f11, just because there's a lot to stitch together and I want to try and get it as sharp as I can. I'm going to take that picture now. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to focus a bit further into the image now. So I'm going to focus just below Haytor Rock itself. Zoom in on the back of the camera screen just to make sure it's sharp. And I'm just going to take that picture now, and all I'm going to end up with is 2 shots. One is going to be focused on the gorse here, and the other is going to be focused on the Haytor Rock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack those in Photoshop. And what Photoshop will do is, as it stacks them, it will ultimately pick the sharpest parts of the image and kind of add them together. Yeah, so quite happy with that image. I'll stitch it together and stick it up, and see what you think. I'm probably going to have a look around for a few other compositions and see what I can get. I've just noticed the moon's come up as well here, which you can actually see on the phone just there. It looks like it's a full moon tonight. Would be quite nice to try and get that in the scene, but I'm not sure we're going to. It's a bit too further around, but I'll have a play. I'll see if I can get that in some of the images. I'll catch up with you a bit later to see if the light strikes it and we get some nice clouds in the sky. Right, sometimes you just got to keep your composition. I've had a look around trying to find some extra ones. There's loads of nice gores up here. It's a bit like the vlog I did at Wistman's Woods, probably about 6 months ago now. There's just too much of a good thing here. It's a nightmare trying to kind of go around it all and find something that works. I've come back to the place I was at earlier. We've got a bit of colour in the sky. Unfortunately, the cloud to the right is kind of a bit thick, so it's only got a bit of colour in the top of it, but nothing too fancy, nothing to write home about. And that's it really, so that's about all I can do. I've been trying to do some portrait shots as well. I do really like doing portrait shots on the wide angle lens. A lot of the time I'm drawn to them more. But with this place, I want to try and get a bit of more of a vista-y kind of shot in there, so I'm trying to stick to the landscape ones only. You can see we've got a tiny bit of colour over here, but it's unfortunately not really worked out to a great deal on this side. But yeah, anyway, I hope you found it interesting, or I hope you enjoy watching it. Yeah, it's quite a cool place. I think it'd be nice if we had a bit more light on these, a bit stronger kind of golden light across them, but they're quite colourful in their own right, so hopefully it'll come out, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city, let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty.